Okay, folks, where is Bitcoin headed? Where is the stock market headed? We've just had a major crash in the Bitcoin crypto market. It's hit 15.5K. Just hit 15.5K, and I'm sure a lot of folks will be wanting answers, like what's going on, Pablo? What's going on? So, as we can see again, this is Pablo He-Man coming to you from Thailand. How about Thailand this time, huh? We can be coming from Thailand this time. All right. I hope you guys are as relaxed as me, because this has been a long time coming. I know a lot of people are hurting right now, but Pablo has been warning about this for a long time. It just gets so frustrating sometimes that it doesn't actually arrive. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it. So, this video first goes to my Discord, and usually within about 48 hours, I put it out to the public. That's because I'm thankful for my Discord. So the thing is, I'm sure if you've been on my inside my Discord or my Twitter, you would have seen this. You would have seen basically, this is what I posted. Oh, we can see that this has been right. Okay, so this was from the 20th of October. I said the earnings are not going to be as bad as expected. We're going to bounce up, and then we go down, and then basically this is where we are right now. So of course, no one can be 100%. No one can be 100% confident, because we've seen just how much crazy shit that can happen in the markets. But however, it's played out pretty accurately. I remember my last long 20-minute video, I was explaining to people that why I picked those levels. And you can see this level here. I said I drew that line there, that orange line there, because I think of these tops, this top. So we're going to get some sort of bounce here and then go down, or a bigger bounce, and that will try to challenge these tops, not get through, and then we go down. So, but I guess folks are now more wondering, what is the ultimate, or where can Bitcoin go ultimately? For that, we have to look at a more longer term chart. Let's have a look at, give us two different perspectives. Let's see. Okay, this one, see. Yeah, Bitstamp chart. So, okay, let's put it on a weekly scale, shall we? Part of the reason why, I just explained this yesterday in my Discord, part of the reason why I think we're going to have a little bounce and then go down, this is weekly by the way, is because usually when you break a major trend line, the market isn't sure, have we broken it? Have we drawn the trend line right? No, we bounce up, try to touch it, and then go down. So what is this major trend line I'm talking about? So if you're in my Discord, you would have seen that since 2013, right, it's been 9 years, Bitcoin's been bouncing along this major blue trend line, right? It's been supporting Bitcoin, right? Every bear market, even this is the COVID crash panic, it's been supported. But I've just noticed recently it's broken. It's broken, and it also happens to coincide with this about 18, 19K level, which is also the top of Jan 2018, which is December 2017, which is the top in Bitcoin. So from last cycle. So once this level gets broken, it's a major psychological level, then basically a lot of the old timers, a lot of the big exchanges would be like, well, where do we go from here now? This is unprecedented. Okay, well, where we go is that basically, let's just take this one step at a time, like any normal exercise, and we say, okay, how about the next obvious natural level is around this 12.5K area, because we've got these tops. It's an obvious area. Can it break though? we can see it bounce here, and if the Fed doesn't do anything, or if the recession gets too bad, turns into a small, mild depression. That's what I've been saying in my group all this time. We can bounce off here and then go down one more. If it's to go down one more, then one natural area I'm looking at is, say, we had all these bottoms here. So let's see if we go, say, here, and then we go here. Yeah, I think that's probably that support. So where would that take us? Between 5,900, say 6K to 6,500. Yeah, so essentially goes down to 12K. If things don't work out well, it halves again. It's not out of the question. Not out of the question. I mean, if the whole world gets nuked in a fucking worst case scenario, 3K, 4K. These are all possible. But as I have been saying, guys, at least we didn't buy. Well, if you listen to me, you wouldn't have bought in the 60s and 70s, 69K, 50K, 40K, whatever. I probably only said, maybe we can start dollar cost averaging in if it's below 30. But I kept on saying, I think it's going to go lower. At 20K, I said, yep, it's okay to dollar cost averaging in. But my big orders are lower. And I'm going to have some bigger, lower orders starting at around probably 13 to 12. Because it may not get to 12 and then bounce. And then everybody panics. And everybody's like, oh, Pablo's wrong, all this and all that. And as I've always said, I don't care if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll just buy some beach real estate, like what we're looking at right now. It's not bad. Probably it holds in value and probably goes up in value over time as well. So those are the key levels to keep in mind. Do we think, right now it's only at 15K or so. Even that could be the bottom. And it could all go up from here. And, no one can give you a 100% guarantee. We've just seen how crazy the market is. So the thing is, but however, chances are it's headed to the 12-ish, 12, 13-ish area. And the reason why is because, if we look at this, there's no real support area here. Not much of a support area here, right? We see that tops, and the tops are around this 12, 13 area. But if you wait to buy and go all in at 12K, then you might miss out. You actually might not do well at all. You might miss it. If you're more of a bigger Bitcoin believer than I am, then 15K, 13K, 12K, dollar cost average in. There's no one can tell you exactly where the bottom is, and trying to pick the exact bottom, if you really want it, trying to pick the exact bottom doesn't make sense. It's you're going to get hurt. Okay, folks, now I'm going to tell you all a little story about your investing journey and something that I keep in mind as well. So this is not just, I'm sitting in the shade now. I'll move out into the sun. This is going to help, even though you might think, look, Pablo, we just want to hear the prices. We just want to hear where the price is going to be. Well, sometimes these things are a lot more important than just where the price prediction is going to be, because it's more about your approach to investing. So I have been telling everyone 20K Bitcoins. When we got to about 24K, I was telling everyone 12 to 15K Bitcoins. I made those promises, and even though I shouldn't be held personally accountable, people do hold me personally accountable because, it's Pablo. We kind of tend to want to believe is true. Now, I said 15 to 12, and here we are already. It's kind of like, it's a little bit like Tom Brady, right? At the start of his football season, promising his team, we will win the Super Bowl. Or Joe Namath saying, we will win, I guarantee it, right? And asking everyone to work hard. Now, the thing is, 12 to 15K, that may not be the end of it. But what was promised was 12 to 15K. And now I would say we're already kind of here. and we're in the Super Bowl now. You would think when Bitcoin was at around 70, 69, 65K, you thought you missed the boat. You thought, oh my God, I'm going to be poor forever. And I've missed the boat. But Pablo said, no, it's going to go to 20K. Just be patient. You know, you're going to pick up real bargains in the bear market. And back then you thought, wow, 20K Bitcoin, I would go all in. But you didn't. Nobody did. And then Pablo said 12 to 15K. And we just hit 15K Bitcoin, you know, a few hours ago. Did anyone go all in? I don't think anybody did, right? So it's like me promising you guys we're going to get to the Super Bowl at the start of the season. And if you thought we're going to get to the Super Bowl as a team, you would have been like, wow, that would be amazing. But now that we're inside the Super Bowl, I just want you guys to keep something in mind. This is game 51, Super Bowl 51 of 2017. Atlanta Falcons versus, you know, the famous New England Patriots, as led by Tom Brady. I just want to show you guys a few seconds of this.
Dropping the 1999 Super Bowl to the Denver Broncos, and for anything else that caused folks to giggle whenever they mention sports and Atlanta.
Okay, what I want to show you guys was this. Who was that guy?
In the same sentence.
Who was this guy? This guy on the screen right now, that's Robert Blank. That is the owner of the Atlanta Falcons. Here's the thing. What's the owner doing on the field? It was halftime. The New England Patriots, led by Tom Brady, was trailing 3-28. So they were trailing by 25 points. It was the largest lead ever in a Super Bowl. And they thought they had won. They thought just because they had gotten into the Super Bowl and they're leading, they would have won. And the owner never goes down to the field unless you've already won the Super Bowl. But he did at halftime. They started celebrating at halftime. What's the moral that I'm trying to get at? It is this. We are in the Super Bowl now. If you were waiting for 12 to 15K Bitcoin, Pablo has delivered. We're now inside the Super Bowl. Problem is, from here, you can still lose. It can still be a very painful experience. I guarantee you, that guy, Robert Blank, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, nothing against the Falcons, he's not going to go away and say, yeah, I was in the Super Bowl. We didn't win it, but I made it to the Super Bowl once. No, he's never going to be telling that story. He's going to become the laughingstock of the guy who got in the Super Bowl, had a 25-point lead by halftime, and started celebrating too early. So, what I'm saying is this. Right now, if you guys look at what's happening on the Bitcoin chart, right? I've just outlined 3 scenarios, right? It could go to 12K. It could go to 6K. Even around this 3K, below 4K, 3K area, it's possible. So what do? You've been training all year. It's been exactly 1 year since we topped. Exactly 1 year since we topped. November the 8th. And you've been waiting for this 12 to 15, 20K Bitcoin. We got there. Pablo said, well, I actually said it around here. 12K Bitcoin to 15 Bitcoin. We're already here. Did you buy at 15? You didn't. What if 15 and a half was the bottom and it bounces from here? What if the CPI number in a few hours from now, by the way, by the time you guys see it publicly, the CPI number would already be out. I don't know what the CPI inflation number is, but if it's a really good number, that's the bottom. That's the bottom. The market turns, right? You didn't buy any here. Or if you thought this is the bottom, I go all in, and you bought too much, right? And then it goes to 12K, and you go, oh, gee, that was a bit high. And then you go, okay, throw all my savings in at 12K. And then it goes to 6K. And you're like, surely this is the bottom, buy everything here. And then it goes to 3K, below 4K. And finally, you couldn't buy anything when it goes to 4K. And it stays there for like a year, right? What I'm saying is we are inside the Super Bowl now. We're inside the Super Bowl. Pablo has delivered, right? But however, there's still so much room for pain. Every team, every NFL player, every sportsman dreams about making the final, the World Cup final, or the NFL Super Bowl. We're here now. Pablo has gotten you into the Super Bowl. The question is, now how do you play this game? You could basically go all in at 15K because you're a long-term believer. You believe Bitcoin's going to go back to 69K and then 70K and then 100K. So 15K is good. Doesn't matter how low it goes, 15K is good. You could believe that. But you might see a lot of pain if it goes to 6K. You're going to be like, oh my God, I could have bought a 6K. I can keep on updating you guys on what I think and where I think it is going. But at the end of the day, if I miss out on the exact bottom, and if I don't buy enough Bitcoin at the exact bottom, as I said, I'll just invest in more beach properties because, as I have always been saying, I think the population's moving out to the beaches, right? So I could do that. If you can also do that, then yeah, maybe you wouldn't feel so much pain. But I know a lot of you guys watching this video because, you love your Bitcoins and your crypto. So therefore, I'm saying we are on track, but it may not actually go the way you think it'll go. So just keep that in mind. What's the solution to all this? Maybe just start dollar cost averaging in rather than putting pressure on yourself and saying, oh, where's the exact bottom? Well, Pablo said it's going to be this number, but this guy who I watch on YouTube said it's going to be this number, and if the Federal Reserve does this, then it's going to be that number. Rather than doing that, once you could actually now tell people, oh, I didn't start dollar cost averaging in till about 15K. That's actually pretty damn good, and it's actually a wise thing, smart thing to do if you really love Bitcoin over the long term. In the short term, yes, can go to 8K, can go to 6K. We don't know where the bottom is, right? I'll try to guess the bottom. I'll try to keep you guys updated, but that's not the point. The point is you could completely miss it, and I could completely miss it, but I wouldn't really miss anything because I've got all this. You don't. You don't have that option. I'm investing a lot in Chinese stocks. I might have picked a bottom in those Chinese stocks, right? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not worried. But some of you guys will freak out if you don't pick the Bitcoin bottom. And I'm saying, don't try to pick the Bitcoin bottom. Okay, so a few other things just to keep in mind. One thing I've been talking about a lot is the US dollar. So let's have a look. So there are a number of ways you could draw this, right? You could draw this trend line. And the way I've drawn it is probably not the way some other charters will draw it. So as we can see here, the way I see it, US dollar has broken down, and that doesn't exactly means a top. It could be, it could bounce between this 108 to 112 level. It can go sideways for a long time, swing up and down for a long time. It can go as high as, say, 115, 116, and then crash down somewhere in 2023. We don't know. So, but however, the way I've drawn it looks like it's broken that line. Key support. However, there are other ways you could draw this. For example, let's see. If you were to do this, right? If you were to do that, you could say, well, maybe US dollar is just a support right now. And you've got this support here. That's what I said yesterday. I said for Bitcoin to break down 17K, we need a bounce off this boundary. And I am expecting a bounce. I said I'm expecting a bounce up to about 111.5.4-ish area. We only got a bounce to 110.5, and it caused a Bitcoin crash. So this is the key to watch, the US dollar. As it may or may not be. It may or may not be making this turn right now. Because it's so important, so I'm willing to give it a benefit of the doubt. I'm willing to say that, hey, on the chart I've drawn, it's already broken down. I think that's a better supporting trend line because it's got support in like 4 or 5 different places. But I can see other guys might draw it, like, say, whoa, like Other guys might say support here, support here, support here, nearly bounced off here. So this is their support. And that's fine. If that's their support, then it hasn't confirmed a breakdown yet. So if that's the case, then there's a chance the US dollar could still keep on rallying, going higher. And in that case, if as we've been saying a lot, if US dollar keeps on rallying, then basically it's not going to be good for the risk assets. If US dollar breaks down here or goes sideways, then at least some of the sell pressure will be alleviated. Here's US 10-year yield. This is the weekly chart, so it just looks like a sideways bull flag consolidation before it takes off again. So those things you guys can watch in your own time. Let me just show you something. This is the Tether USDT, right? And it's breaking peg right now. So this is kind of a dangerous situation. Like if you go on any exchanges, right? If you go on any exchanges, you will find that US dollar Tether, pretty much everything, like on Binance, on any exchange you want to come across, pretty much any coin you can think of, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, whatever it is, trades when it's priced to the US dollar. So, it's to Tether, USDT. If USDT was to go down, and it's being challenged right now, there's a chance it could go down. I think there's a lot of fraud going on there. That's why they never open their books. I think USDT is actually hiding something. It's very obvious to me that they're hiding because, even right now, you think right now, after all this collapse, you think maybe you should just open up your books and show us you've actually got the reserves. You're actually not hiding. But they still won't. Just think about that for a second. So if that's happening even now, it shows me, well, how much has Tether got to hide? Think about it. Like, if US Tether goes down, then pretty much all of crypto goes down because everything is built around Tether or these stable coins, and Tether's the biggest of them all by far. Just be careful, guys. Like, maybe USDC slightly better because they actually reveal their books and show you what they're holding. After this collapse by Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX going down, Alameda going down, because people didn't know what they were holding, and what they were holding was crap. After all of this, you think then maybe Tether would reveal their books. They're still saying, no, we won't reveal our books. They're saying, we're safe, guys, we're fine. So anyways, I've swapped pretty much all of my USDT Tether into either just US dollars or some into USDC, a little bit into BUSD. BUSD, then you're trusting basically Binance. I'm saying that there's a lot of crap going on, like with 3AC, like with Luna, like with FTX in crypto. And it's like what Warren Buffett says, it's only when the tide goes out, you can see who is swimming naked, right? FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried was swimming naked, and nobody could tell because the water was up to here and you couldn't tell. Now, we might find out about Tether, which would be terrible for a lot of us, because if Tether is exposed as fraud, then everything goes down, like by a lot. But then again, it shouldn't be a surprise to you guys because I always said this is the dot-com bubble crash of crypto. And when the dot-com bubble crashed, Amazon went down 94%. But then it came back and made like 2,000%, or no, not 2,000%. It was like 2,000x or something like that, crazy. So, guys, I'll keep on updating you guys. But, we're in the Super Bowl now. Just keep on thinking about what I've said all along. I said, we're about to head into a bad recession, what I would maybe call a mild depression, or or it could be stagflation. It's anyway something worse. 40% chance something worse than recession. And I told guys in my Discord, just protect your funds, don't overtrade, and go out get a second job. If you can stack like 30,000 US dollars or something more than that, and you can buy some great cheap assets in the month to come. I said the bottom of the bear market is most likely end of 2022 to end of 2023. We're still on track, guys. We're in the Super Bowl, but don't blow it now. Okay, this is Pablo He-Man coming to you from the beautiful Maldives. Okay, enjoy. I'll catch you guys another time.